welcome. My name is Angelina and today I'm going to be fixing ugly K-pop thumbnails again for free, despite the fact that SBS copyright claimed my last video. Yes, it's true, these companies are very ruthless even though I offered them unsolicited advice. But I digress, because on top of giving me false copyright claims, some of which include my own face, these companies have also given us a lot more material to work with. From Twice's thumbnail for Alcohol Free, literally showcasing the ugliest shot in the music video. I know, it's really hard to believe. To otherwise just very awkward thumbnails, no one is safe. Not even me. Like, I don't know where SBS get off in doing that to me, but it's not my fault that no one can no longer distinguish between their actual stages and their fan cams that they upload, but not my circus. If you don't want to take my advice, that's fine, but 47 copyright claims is a little extreme. Moving on, lest we anger them even more, my friends. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have, and you can also join my Patreon or my channel members to help support this channel in a different way. So I've got quite a list today. Some of these thumbnails are actually just terrible. Some of them are okay, but I still wanted to have some fun with them. But you know what? Let's start off with Alcohol Free by Twice. Now granted, this time there isn't like a terrible border. There is the tiniest little border that you can't quite see, but if you zoom in you'll for sure see it. So we have to give JYP a thumbs up for that, because I Can't Stop Me had a very terrible border. And if you're new here, we just don't like borders. We feel, especially with a logo placed over a border, it just doesn't look very pleasing to my eyes, at least. However, there are definitely more pressing reasons as to why I don't like this thumbnail. We have at least 4.5 members' legs that are entirely covered. And another pet peeve of mine is white skies. You know, when you're a group like Twice and you're at a company like JYP, I just feel like you can afford blue skies. Like, you can afford blue skies. So I just feel like the colors are not very reflective of what we actually see within the music video. And my last pet peeve is that everyone is mid-movement. You know, it's fine to have a certain level of movement in your thumbnail, but when people are looking really awkward, I mean, yeah. So let's go through the options that I have come up with. So the first screenshot is of Nayeon herself. She is in front of this bar and it says Alcohol Free in the back, and she's holding a cocktail. So we are still faced with the issue of white skies, but I feel like, you know, you don't notice it too much, especially with Alcohol Free written in the back. And I know in one of my videos, particularly for ITZY's Not Shy thumbnail, I said that if you have the title of the song written on the thumbnail, that it's a little bit redundant because you also see that in the title itself. So you're reading a lot of the same things. But for this instance in particular, I feel like Alcohol Free is subtle enough in the background that it's not really an issue. It's just a nice part of the background. It looks very dreamy. I personally like the second screenshot that I took a lot better. So for this one, you see even less of the white skies, and actually the sky is a little blue. The Alcohol Free sign is covered, but it was pretty subtle to begin with. But we see she's holding a cocktail and there's cocktails beside her. I just feel like this fits the theme a lot better than anything fits. Anything is better than the original, to be honest. So I'm gonna say this is option number one. I really like this one. I did also take a screenshot of Junghyun at the beach, and I thought it was nice, but I feel like there wasn't just enough going on. The sky is blue, but I think it would suit a teaser thumbnail a lot better, so we might scrap this one. Now, I know that face shots are kind of the easy route to go, particularly with most 4th gen based music videos. I'm not saying Twice is a 4th gen group, just meaning where we are currently, the state of the world of K-pop now. I would say it's like very easy to find a lot of face shots for your thumbnails, but I wanted to take my hand at some mid-movement thumbnails as well and see what we could do with it. Now, this screenshot is definitely not perfect, but I think it's obviously better. It's better than the original. We have orange and purple skies, which I think creates a very specific vibe. You know, we have the bar in the background and it's like a beachy theme. It's just not every member is placed optimally. You know, we have Jihyo who's just like standing very straight. Then we have Nayeon who's fixing her shirt, and just like not everyone is placed optimally, but I think, you know, from far it could create, like, it could be something I would want to click on for sure. The next thumbnail is similar in terms of it being mid-movement. We have this very beautiful, colorful background. It reminds me a little bit of ATEEZ's Thanks. And with that, welcome to my 873rd scandal. So this again is not my favorite, but like color-wise, I don't know. We might scrap this one as well. It's just like, I like the colors, but I don't know that I'm feeling it. Now the next few are face shots, but I'm definitely in love with this Momo screenshot. It's actually the background on my computer and the background on my phone. Let me show you. Yes, I got a new camera. I don't know if you could tell. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't. And like, I know we're up to quite a few options by now, but I just have to, like, I just wanted to really show how many options this music video had and contrasted with what JYP went out of their way to choose for the thumbnail of this music video. We're putting that out there very, very lightly. But this one, like, is it perfect thumbnail material? Kind of. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really like it. Just the orange, like, really stands out. I don't know. And now for our last few options, we have T in front of the bar with a blue sky. See what I mean? Like, you know, you can edit the sky. If you're JYP, you can edit the sky. You know, she gets a little bit lost within the background. She kind of looks part of the background. And then lastly, we have Nayeon, but this feels more like a teaser picture. So with all of those options, there's a lot of them. Like I said, JYP went out of their way to purposely pick the worst picture they could take. I would love to know which ones you would personally pick, so leave it down in the comments below and let me know. For me, it's between Nayeon in the first one and then the orange one with Momo, or I'm actually really not too mad at the mid-movement one that I chose with the purple and orange skies, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Up next, I thought it could be so much fun to try my hand out at another SM thumbnail. So, you know, shall we say historically or generally, SM thumbnails tend to not be bad. Like, I don't make up the rules. Just statistically, if you look, I guarantee you will find they're like the least worst company in terms of thumbnails. They generally have good thumbnails. Doesn't mean they never have bad ones. They do, I promise. But let me tell you, I was really surprised when I saw this thumbnail in my recommended of Girls' Generation, The Boys' English version. I was like, this really doesn't seem like SM, but I'm going to take this and run with it because I would love to fix this, because it's honestly a little bit hard to find bad SM thumbnails. I was even like, just for fun, just to throw SM in here, I was like, I'm gonna fix Hot Sauce's thumbnail from NCT Dream, and I was like, oh, but like the thumbnail's pretty solid to begin with, but we could fix it for fun, but there was really nothing better than that. So you can imagine my surprise when I came across Taeyeon with her mouth wide open for this thumbnail. And I thought, like, you know, I thought it was weird, but I was like, you know, I'm running with it. I was like, SM is literally calling me to humble them. But after all that, I realized this was posted on a fake account, so I decided to go look at the real thumbnail, and I found out it was still pretty awkward. So I was like, you know, we can still pull through for them. But everyone's like like the weirdest movement on top of that. People are looking in weird directions. They're looking down, they're looking up. Sohyun is in the middle, like ready to fly away from this mess. She's not having it. Another thing is, this thumbnail does absolutely nothing to distinguish itself from literally any other SM music video that was ever made. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but like a lot of SM music videos are exactly the same. Is this really a music video for the boys, or like FX Pinocchio, or some random EXO music video before 2013, or that random original Super M co-ed group that SM tried out in like 2011, I think 12. Guess we'll never know. So my first option is, of course, Jessica's face, because I'm drawn to conflict. This is why I don't get hired by companies. Not because I legitimately have zero credentials, but because I would pull something like this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say that I meticulously cut out this SM logo to the best of my abilities. Again, zero credentials here. I tried my best. It still looks a little funky, which is why I've decided to add a shadow. Shadows are here to save the day. I think companies don't take enough advantage of shadows. So of course, we've added the shadow to make up for the fact that it badly cut out this SM Entertainment logo. But I like it. I think for 2011, this is actually amazing. But admittedly, the music video for The Boys has such beautiful cinematography, aside from SM's very futuristic white box that they love to overuse. There is also a scene where there's a bunch of petals flying throughout the air, and it's really beautiful. So I've also picked a second option, which is Hyoyeon. I mean, just look at that. Obviously, if I was, you know, master thumbnail maker, I was the, you know, the head of heads of thumbnail making at SM Entertainment, I would have access to higher quality pictures. You know what? Let's put her through Ramini. Let's just put her through Ramini. Look at that. That's a lot better. We're going to add her Ramini'd self into there. And now we're gonna do Jessica as well. That's a lot better too. However, we also have a third option, which I picked as like the bad option. Like I wanted to try to pick purposely bad thumbnails, you know, things that are realistic though. Like realistically, a company could choose this and you'd be at home sat there like questioning it, but it's believable. And I shit you not, I picked this thumbnail and I was like, it's terrible. And then I put the logo on it and I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of a vibe though. Like, I don't know, I'm a little mesmerized. Like I would 100% click on this. So let me know what you think. Like I think we have an accidental 3 options here. Like I kind of like it. Granted, Soyoung is in the background a little awkward, but there's so much potential. Like I don't even care. For 2011, are we really gonna complain a lot? I don't know. I'm putting this as the third option. So as always, let me know, do you like the original thumbnail, or do you like option number 1 with Jessica's face, option number 2 with Hyoyeon in the roses, or my now option number 3 with Yuri in the middle? Because I actually really like it. So let me know as always in the comments down below. Okay guys, now I love ATEEZ and I love Yeosang, but at the same time, I've always wondered if I could make this thumbnail better. In the last video, I was getting canceled by ATEEZ, and by getting canceled by ATEEZ, I think like maybe like 50 people were talking about me on Twitter, and I was like, my own fandom? Not gonna lie, I was treading lightly. I was like, if I change this Yeosang thumbnail in this video, I feel like I will anger the 12-year-olds. Because obviously everyone was super happy that he was centered. I'm joking, half joking. All jokes aside, I'm gonna give praise where praise is due. I don't think this is a terrible thumbnail, but I do have some issues with it. Yeosang looks great. You know what? The choice of denim is a little... But I also have an issue with the sky. I'm sorry God. This sky just doesn't feel real. Like it feels very much photoshopped. It doesn't feel genuine to me. And because the sky doesn't feel real, I don't feel real. So we have the sky going against us and the denim going against us. And I just needed to try my hand at this. So let's get started. So the first option is Yeosang again, just in a different context, because I'm genuinely terrified of 12-year-olds. I'm kidding. But it's not the best option. I think the sky looks a little more believable, but it's not like optimal. I wouldn't, maybe this could be like a good teaser or behind the scenes thumbnail, but I wouldn't pick it for the official. The second option is one that is purposefully bad. This is something that I think a company could realistically pick and put as a thumbnail, and you'd be like, this is kind of bad, but like, you know how companies are. So this one is purposely bad, but I'm just throwing it in there. For the next option, I also think I'm going to scrap it. I thought it was cool. You could kind of see like the whole setup, the background, on top of a car. But from far, I'm not feeling it. I think you couldn't really be able to tell that like there's even anyone in this from far. I wouldn't be super intrigued to click on it. However, these next options I actually really like. This is a little bit, something I would have complained. I've actually complained about ATEEZ thumbnails in the past because they were legitimately like this, where you kind of only see their silhouettes and so on. But like I said, face shots are easy. I want to throw in some more difficult choices. So the song is called Fireworks. I think this kind of shows off all of the members. Obviously I would like to see them a little bit better. If I was the master of thumbnail making, head of thumbnail makers at KQ Entertainment, I think I would have had better footage to work with. I just think more than the original, like it fits the theme. We see the fire, we see all the members very badly at that. 3.5 members' feet are cut off, which is something I would complain about. But like, I like the idea. We're showing this for the idea of it. This is another one where I would complain about it. But like, again, if I had the footage, I could make sure that Hong Jung-san and a bit of Sungho was not cut off. I like all their different colored clothing. This one is not my favorite, but I still wanted to put it out there. We're still cutting off some members. It's still not like, where's the fire? I want to see the fire because the song is literally called Fireworks. But then this one kind of ticks all of our boxes. It's a face shot, yes. We have a stunning denimless outfit, but we also have a background that's literally on fire, and I think that fits the theme so well. This is actually the thumbnail that I used for my own review. I just think it genuinely works, and I think this is hands down my favorite. This is one I would probably pick. Fits a theme. Love it. So as usual, let me know, do you prefer the original with the fake skies and denim outfit, or some of my creations, let me know in the comments down below. Again, my favorite is definitely the last one with sun and the fire background. Next up, we are back on JYP's case for ITZY's Mafia in the Morning. Now, I know what you're gonna say. This thumbnail isn't bad, and I agree. I like the colors. You know, it's not bad. Like, it definitely sets the mood for Mafia in the Morning. We see the leather outfits. We see kind of swords in the background. I like it. I still wanted to try fixing it because it was recommended, and I wanted to look into it. You know, maybe we could find something interesting, maybe something better. Because we still do have one of my pet peeves, which is some of the members being covered by the logo, which is my only critique. But other than that, like, I think it's pretty solid. We also have Yuna's hands, who are not in the same position as everyone else, so that's just like a minor little thing. I don't think you're gonna really notice that from far, but I should have known it would be difficult to find anything else, because Mafia in the Morning is very much like a dance performance video. There's like a few scenes that aren't really part of the choreography, but they either don't really fit the music video, like Leah's scene where she's in the nature that YG invented for her. We're just gonna skim past that. We're not going to address it, which I feel does not represent Mafia in the Morning, so I wouldn't really use it as a thumbnail. Or there's just a lot of movement, so I understand why they went with that thumbnail. The only screenshot that I found was this Leah screenshot, but like, again, I just, you know, where have we really seen this outfit? I don't think it's very representative of Mafia in the Morning. Anyways, however, then I came across this gem, and you might think this is literally not the best thumbnail you could have picked, and I agree. However, it does have a story and a sense of continuity. So if we look at ITZY's thumbnails for Wannabe and ITZY's thumbnail for Icy, you will notice they're in the exact same position. So if we had picked this as a thumbnail for Mafia in the Morning, then their past 3 music videos, excluding Not Shy, would all match each other, and I think that's pretty cool. So as usual, I am going to give you a choice anyways, but I'm going to let you know that I would choose the original over this one. But what would you pick? Would you pick the original one with the beautiful purple vibe as a background? Or would you pick the fire silhouette? So we have 3 thumbnails left. We're gonna go through them rather quickly, but we have Major's Rain on Me. Now, they're from a small company. We need to help them out. Honestly, if you're from ANS Entertainment, take my thumbnails. Take them. I was gonna say, you know, it was uploaded on 1TheK, maybe it's 1TheK's fault, but looking at Major's YouTube channel, I think this is like, just take the thumbnail. So what's wrong with this thumbnail? Let's say it all together. Borders. So I have gathered a few options. Option number 1 is just a face shot. Then we have option number 2, which is a group shot. Either or I think would look a lot better than the original. But then I threw in option number 3 as a purposely bad one, and I'm gonna keep it as part of our options because I think it's funny. We have a member's entire face covered by the logo. And like, you know what? This is not a bad marketing technique. I don't like the thumbnail either way because it just looks like 2 floating heads at the bottom and then 1 head entirely covered. But if you want to stir up some shit, I mean, this is the way to do it. You want to create like a sob story for your idols that they're being mistreated, this is the way to do it. So of course, let me know, do you prefer the original option number 1, option number 2, or our third option, which would surely cause a controversy? Next up, we have Hobgoblin by CLC, the dance performance. I mentioned it as an honorable mention in the last video, but we just have to. This is like, who signed off? Cube did, but like, seriously. This was a super easy fix. You literally take a screenshot of the ending pose and it's perfect. Centered a little because it's not quite centered, but then you have 10 times a better thumbnail than originally. And then lastly, we have Bam Bam. I saw this and I was like, no. But here's the thing. It's like, I love the idea. I love the flower in his mouth. I think everything's perfect. The outfit, you know, the thumbnail essence of it all is fine. However, we have the border. And then another pet peeve of mine is just writing that is so small that you cannot read that. I don't know what this says. It's like, it makes me mad because I'm like, I can't read this. You shouldn't be putting a lot of words in your thumbnail. I'll see like so many thumbnails where they write like their life story in the thumbnail. I'm like, no one's gonna read that. Like, where's the intrigue if you write this is like a disclaimer or something, but it's still distracting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out his logo, which is really interesting place, and it doesn't really say anything, but it seems to be consistent on his videos. So I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna just take the same screenshot and zoom in. And then here we have it. I think it looks better. You don't have these elements distracting you like the borders or the text. So again, let me know for the last time in this video, do you prefer the original or my creations? So yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading super consistently. I hope to be back to my new show soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Oh, subscribe to my second channel. I'm on a roll. Like, I'm uploading fairly consistently. I've become a little bit of a hyper consumer. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!